Hello everyone, I'm Paul, and today is the second part of the install for the subframe kit that I've got for my Kubota tractor here so I can mount the backhoe. Now I'm going to go through a few different stages here of what is left that I had done. I'm not going to actually go through and do all the work and show you the work that I did. I'm just going to explain to you what I did. A couple things that I found out that I didn't like a little bit, but they're just minor things. So just going to walk you through. So one of the first things, the slow moving vehicle sign used to sit up by the tractor. Now because I have the backhoe attached, it's going to go right here if I go down the road. I haven't mounted it because when I use the backhoe, I don't want to have this on because it kind of blocks my view a little bit. So that's part of not what I had in the kit, but what the installation gets you to do is to install that sign up here. The next thing that that came in the kit are two new control arms, the control levers here. And if you just look inside here, you can see there's three bolts. So you just have to undo the bolts, unscrew the knobs, and then put the new one in. Now the reason why these are exactly the same, the ones that I have, is because this is a used backhoe and it already came. But if you didn't have this one here, the kit, then these arms would be straight and a little bit shorter, so you would change them with the curved ones. The next thing I want to show you is also came with the kit are these pins. Now again, I've got an extra set of pins now. This one goes here and this one mounts into here when you're mounting the backhoe on. Now the reason again I got a second set is because I bought the backhoe used and the guy gave me his pins. The next thing that comes with the kit is this step plate, and again I've got an extra one now because it came with the kit. If you didn't have the kit already or installed, and I already had it installed because I bought it used, this here piece is the step plate. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. These 2 bolts here on the outside just basically hold the plate down, and these 2 bolts hold this bracket underneath here that holds the outlet hose fitting here. So the next thing I want to show you is I got a couple stickers that I haven't mounted yet. I'm just not quite sure where I want to place them. This is the instructions for the seat, how to rotate the new seat, and this one here is for when the backhoe is attached. Gives you a little bit of information about not operating the lift arms here. You don't want to operate those when the backhoe is attached, or any other valve that's downstream from the backhoe. So those 2 stickers I've got to mount on yet someplace. The next thing is there's a little bracket here. You're gonna have to come in much closer. You can see there's a little hose clamp here, and this is to hold the hydraulic hose, this little black piece here. I'm not using it. I don't really know why that's made that design there. Anyways, it's just to keep the hose, I guess, a little ways from the tire, but you can see I moved the hose on the inside, so I'm not using that at all. One thing that came with the kit I did not use is the Power Beyond pipe. So that the reason why I never use this is because I have a third function valve, and if you have a third function valve, you don't use this. The next thing I want to show you is this here is the fender stay that used to be here. Used to be mounted like this, and these lights, the hazard lights here, used to go in this hole and in this hole here. I obviously pulled them off of here, and this is the little piece that holds the small moving vehicle sign. Is this piece here. I'm going to remove that and I'll put it later on the back over there. Now when I went to remove these, there's you can see there's bolts here. I put the nuts because they give you new nuts for the what you have. I'll show you here in a second. But when I removed these were so hard to pull out. They were tight. I guess maybe they used a little Loctite or something. But even after I had the bolts or the nuts loosened up, you go in from underneath and you loosen them up. I had a hard time to pull this out because the small grooves here were catching on the fender a little bit, and it was really hard to pull this piece out. Now, what came with the kit are these silver or steel looking light stays. So I just mounted them in there. Now, something I mentioned, a couple things I didn't like about this is, if you look at this side here, ignore this wire here because this is for my ROPS. I removed, my ROPS, but my canopy light and all that. I just moved this here because I removed my canopy. But this is the light here where it connects now, and you can see how it's exposed now. And it used to be, with the fender stay, it used to be under the fender stay. And I don't really like that because when I'm sitting on the backhoe, I could, accidentally bump this, and it's fairly tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewire this here myself. But that's to be expected if you have the kit. So the next thing I want to show you is for the kit is the seat. And if we come up here to the front, so basically now the seat used to be stationary. You could just kind of push it back and forth. This top piece here kind of goes back and forth as well, or you can slide the whole seat back and forth. Now the seat is a rotating seat, and that's because underneath here, I'll just lift this up. You can see I pulled this up here now. Now what I changed here, this piece here used to be in there. This is the seat, the old seat support. So I had to take this old seat support out of here, and I removed it from this piece here. This is the seat adjuster. This allows the seats to slide forward and back. I removed this from this piece here, and I also had to remove the seat belt stays. You can see just here on the other side, the seat belt stay there. On each side, I had to remove them, and then I reattached this assembly piece here and the seat belt stays onto the swivel or the rotating assembly piece that I mounted on here. Now when this seat, as you notice, I pulled here to release the lock, and then you just put it in the highest position and you just rotate it, and as you can see now it goes to and I push it down and just lock it into place, and it's now prepared. I can sit on the backhoe, and there's plenty of room for the backhoe, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, or to operate the backhoe. Here, something else that I had to do was, and I'll show you, this is a new seat sensor here. I installed that. It's just one bolt to install it. It goes right there, and then there's a new harness for it. And this is the old harness that comes in, and this is the new harness that you attach on the, I'm just going to rotate the seat back here. I can show you. It's pretty quick and pretty easy. You can see underneath here, this is the old wire harness that used to go to the sensor. I guess it's in the seat. Now I'm using the other one I just showed you. Actually, this is a better view of this here. You can see the seat adjuster. This piece here slides back and forth. So I'm just going to close that down. One thing I wanted to let you know, let's going to move this here out of the way. When I had rotated the seat the first time, is that because I didn't have the seat moved all the way to the back, if you can come in here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a nice gash right there in the fender that I hit this piece here. And I'll show you what I mean by pushing it in and out. So I'm on the seat right now, and I've got it in the furthest back position. That's the position that you're supposed to have it in for when you lift and rotate. But I had it, you can see I slid up a little bit. That's where I had it, and then when I rotated it, it hit the fender on the tractor, and I got a nice gash there. Wasn't happy about that, but that's my own doing. That sticker actually that I showed you earlier said to put the seat way back like this, but I didn't read it until after I did that. So my own fault. So that's basically the seat. Now the one thing about the seat is that it's much higher than, because the piece here underneath that makes it go the swivel assembly is much higher when it's in this position than it used to be. So I actually feel a little bit higher. I can see a little bit better over the top of the tractor going forward. But the one thing I don't like, or I shouldn't say I don't like, it took a little bit of getting used to again, is to kind of relearn where to be, how to adjust my seat so that it's comfortable as I was before I changed the seat. The fender stay here used to sit back here, and this toolbox used to sit mounted in this hole and this hole, and used to sit on the fender stay. In the kit came a new toolbox stay, so that's nice and solid on there. And then it came with a couple of kind of a U-bolts to mount the fender stay here. Now it's nice and easy, and it's at a nice height that I can work at. The only one thing when you're installing this is make sure that it's high enough so that when you're moving the levers when you're driving the tractor, that your elbow or your arm or your hand's not going to hit against the toolbox. So that works out pretty good. Plenty of room here to control for the controls. I'm actually too far away. I actually can slide the seat up or push it back, whatever I want and however I need. So now I did mount the backhoe. Obviously the first time when I put it on, it took me, I don't know, maybe a minute to get it mounted. Then I took it off. It took about another minute or two to take it off. Then I went and put it back on. Oh boy, I had the tractor a little bit crooked, and probably took me about 12 minutes to get the backhoe on. But again, you got to line things up properly. So anyways, guys, that's basically all the parts that came with the kit, the installation process as well to get the backhoe up and running. And the backhoe works really well. I have been using it. So hopefully, guys, you enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. You have not subscribed to my channel, you can always do so by hitting that subscription button down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Jellin Outdoors.